following program brought to you by the Grill Master. Welcome to the show, Backyard Grilling with the Grill Master. This is my backyard, and I am the Grill Master. Today's show, it's going to be a special show. It's our Thanksgiving show. I'm really excited. Back home, when I was at home with Mom and Dad, you know, Thanksgiving was great. It was hunting season. Never really got to sit down and do, you know, the family dinner and things like that because we were always working. But I'll tell you what, we still did the meal. My mom would, you know, get everything out, and everything was from scratch. It was really, I love the smell of sage. Oh, Thanksgiving, I just love it because it was family time. We were thankful for our family, and we would all sit down around the table, and everybody would, you know, even cousins that came to visit and stuff like that, we were all, my mom would make us pitch in, you know, cutting up onions and whatever, you know, the bell peppers and everything, the celery, all that to make everything, and everything was from scratch. She was cooking that cornbread to make the dressing, so on and so forth. So on today's show, it's a Thanksgiving show. Feature sponsor, Market Street. Everything we're going to use you can find at Market Street. Market Street 502, where I work. They've been great supporters of the show. So today we're going to do a few things, and it's going to be Thanksgiving dinner on the grill. Now so far I've taken 2 turkey breasts, and I just seasoned them with salt, nothing else. And I've got them on the grill. I've had them on the grill because they needed to cook, and it takes, you know, 2, depending on the size, 2, 3, 3.5 hours or so. But they're getting close. And what we're going to do with that turkey breast is we're going to get we're going to make a cranberry glaze, and we're going to be adding it on that turkey breast, you know, here in a little bit before it's done, about 15-20 minutes before it's ready to come out. We're going to start glazing that turkey breast with that. Then we're going to do a country bread and sage dressing, and then I'm going to do some baked potato and sweet baked potato on the grill. We're going to that sweet baked potato, we're going to have a pecan butter for it, and on the regular baked potato we're going to do a garlic butter. So anyway, it's going to be a nice show. It's going to be pretty neat. Like I said, we've got the turkey breast going on right now. What we're going to do is our country bread and sage dressing. And what I did, I took a pound of Italian sausage, and I cooked it, and right here we've got we left the grease in the pan here. I'm gonna get that heated up. Then we're gonna get some unsalted butter, a couple of tablespoons of that, and we're gonna add it to the grease here. And what we're gonna do is, once that melts and gets warmed up, what I've done is I took 1 large carrot and I diced it up real well. I've got it right here. And then I took a couple of stalks of celery and diced it up pretty fine. And then I took a red onion and diced it up also pretty fine. So it's kind of small. What I'm going to do is, here in a minute, when this gets warmed up, I'm going to add all this carrot, all the celery, and about half of this onion. I'm going to saute it for a little bit, and then once we get that, then I'm going to add some garlic on there. We're going to take about 4 cloves of garlic, and we're going to put them in there and cook it for just a little bit. Then we'll get that off, and we'll continue with that dressing. So alright, so we've got our leftover fat from our Italian sausage, and our butter is melted. So we're going to add the carrots, the carrot, celery, and about half or so of the onion, maybe a little bit more, not too much. So then we're going to get these in here, and we're going to get them sauteed. And like I said, once they soften up, then we're going to add some garlic, about 4 cloves, like I said, crushed garlic or minced garlic, however you want to, you know, do it. And then once that's cooked, we're going to get it off, and we're going to get the rest of it done. So our little veggies here, our carrots and celery and onion, have sauteed really well. So now I'm gonna take, like I said, about 4 cloves worth of garlic, and I'm gonna put it in here and let it cook just slightly for about a minute or so. Let's get it mixed in here with all these veggies. Get that garlic flavor all combined with everything here. And once that's done, we're going to shut this off. I'll take it off here, and I'm going to put it in our big bowl here and let them cool just for a little bit. Here. Alright, now once these little veggies here cool down in our bowl, what I've done is, and you can, excuse me, there we go. You can use either some day-old bread, stale bread, and what I've done is I went down here, like I said, everything I've gotten is over from Market Street. I got some challah bread. It's spelled with a C, and it's called challah bread. And what I've done is I took that loaf out and I just cut it up in about 1-inch squares or so. And we're going to take about 4 cups worth of this challah bread, and we're going to add it here to the veggies, and we're going to add the sausage, the cooked sausage in there, and get it mixed up. We're going to take 1 egg here, and that's what I'm going to do right now. We're going to take 1 egg here and just slightly beat it. It doesn't have to be well beaten, just a little bit, just kind of a little bit there, just like that. And then we're going to pour it on here, and then we're going to take some chicken broth, and then we're going to add that chicken broth to it until that bread gets moistened. Once we do that, I'm going to take a loaf pan here, and I'm going to take a little bit of that leftover butter, unsalted butter. I'm going to coat my pan here, and then we'll put it on the grill and we'll get it to cooking. So our veggies have cooled down enough. So again, we're going to take our cooked sausage, put it in there. Then we're going to take, like I said, about 4 cups of this bread here or so. Challah bread. I was looking, and yeah, get that challah bread. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for it. It's right there. I thought it was challah because it's spelled with a C, but that's C silent or whatever. So it's a challah bread. Anyway, then we're gonna get this egg mix, egg wash thing. Just get it on in there. Just 1 egg. It's not that much. Get out of the way. Then we're gonna get us a big spoon here and just give this a mixture here with get all the veggies and everything everywhere, all over with the sausage. Yeah, it's looking good already. Look at there. Yeah. So, like I said, and you know, the veggies are moist, and that sausage is too, so it's not going to take a whole lot of the chicken broth, but that's about half, 3/4 of a cup or so. Now you're not going to get it moist where it's all falling apart, just for the bread to get moist, so it'll cook better. About another half cup. So about a cup of chicken broth or so. Yeah. Now we take the butter here. We've got our loaf pan here. You know, that's one thing. Everything that we could my mom would let us do. You know, and when she cooked the turkey, she'd cook it in the oven, and it was open. I mean, it was covered until it was almost done, and she would uncover it. Then we had to take pats of butter and then just rub it all over the turkey, because that way and then she would leave it open and close, you know, uncovered, and then she'd leave it in the oven, and that turkey brown up with that butter. I thought it was so cool, but it was fun because you got that butter and got to play with it. You did the turkey, rub it all over. It was pretty neat, a lot of fun. But you know, that's family time. It's stuff like that you can't just, you know, get rid of those memories. Those things will last forever. Good. Cool. Just spread this out right here. Once we get this spread out on here, I'm gonna just throw it on the grill and she'll be ready to go. And just like that, we're not gonna cover it with foil or anything. We're gonna leave it open. So, can't wait. All right, so we're gonna do our apple sage glaze for our turkey breast. When I'm done, I'll put some oil in my hot pan here. I'm gonna add some red onion. It's kind of coarsely chopped. Excuse me. I don't know, about 3/4 of an onion or so. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna let that saute a little bit. I put a little bit of oil in there, 2 tablespoons or so. And so got that heated up. We're gonna get these onions sauteed. And then once they get a little soft, and we're gonna take this. I've taken 1 serrano pepper and coarsely chopped it. Then I'm gonna put it in there and let it saute a little bit, not too much, maybe a minute or 2. Then once we get that sauteed, we're gonna take these apples that I took some granny apples, some of these green ones here. I cored it and I peeled it. Then I chopped them coarsely, and we're gonna put them in here after this is done. Actually, first, we're gonna take some, sorry about that, missed a step there. We're gonna take some apple cider vinegar and some sugar. Put about 3/4 of a cup of cider vinegar. We're gonna put a 1.5 cups of sugar, and we're gonna stir it until that sugar melts. And once that sugar melts, then we'll add the apples to it and let it soften up. And it's pretty good right there. I'm gonna add this serrano pepper here. Now once this whole thing is done, we're gonna take it over to our turkey breast on the grill and just start basting it, like every 4 or 5 minutes or so, because that turkey breast next maybe another 15 or 20 minutes. So about every 4 or 5 minutes you can go over there and just baste it a little bit, and until it's done. And then once it's done, we'll take the turkey breast out and we'll take the rest of this and we'll put some on top. We'll glaze it some more, and then when you're gonna serve that turkey, I got a couple more excuse me, I got a couple more granny apples. And what I'm gonna do with that, I'm gonna slice them in about 1/2 inch thick slices. I'm gonna throw them on the grill and grill them. And then when you slice that turkey breast, then you can put a couple of those apple slices on top of that turkey breast, and we'll and then that's how you serve it. So we're gonna take, like I said, about 3/4 of a cup of this apple cider vinegar. About that much. Tanto así, mijo. My mom. Yeah, I'm excited. Talked to my mom the other day. She says she wants to come up over here next year and spend the summer with us, so that'd be cool. Anyway, we're gonna take about 1.5 cups of sugar here. And we're gonna stir this until our sugar melts. And then once our sugar melts, then we're gonna add those. We're gonna get this off the heat I'm sorry, add those apples and let them soften up, and then we'll get it off the heat and we'll start basting our turkey breast. Alright, so that sugar has melted, and now I'm going to take those 2 apples that I cut up, put them in there. Then we're going to let them soften up a little bit, and then we're going to start basting that turkey breast over there on that grill. Now on the serrano pepper, I just put 1. That's just the flavor. You can add, you don't have to put any in there. It does give it a nice little spice to it, but don't have to. So once these apples get softened up, we're going to start dousing that chicken breast, and then we'll go on to our potatoes. Alright, everything's going pretty good. Now here we have a big boo-boo. But anyway, I've got a sweet potato and I've got regular potatoes. And what I've done is I took my knife and I just sliced it about 1/2 inch thick or so, and just kind of look like an accordion. See there? And just kind of open up a little bit there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put these on the grill, and then I'm going to make some butters. That pecan butter to go on this, and the garlic butter to go on that. And then once they start cooking, we're just going to put it on there and let it melt and let it get all that flavor. I'll put this one on there anyway. I bet it'll work. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to do those butters right quick. Alright, so we're going to do the pecan butter for the sweet potatoes, and then we're going to do the garlic butter for the regular potato. And what I've done, I've just taken a stick of butter and then just let it sit out in room temperature and soften it up. 2 of them, 1 for each, obviously. And then on the garlic butter, just get this in here real quick. You don't want to melt them. Now on those potatoes, on those sweet potatoes, when you're cutting them, you got to be real careful. Now, an idea is to maybe put like a pencil there, and then you just grab your knife, and then you just, when you come, you'll hit that pencil before you go all the way through. So, that's just something that you might try there when you're doing those potatoes. The regular potatoes are a lot easier, so it's not gonna hurt anything. So on this garlic butter, all we're going to do is just take about a garlic clove's worth of minced garlic here, and then we're just going to mix this up here real good. And it's pretty simple, because all you're going to do is just put this on the potato, so it'll melt down in there and it'll cook, and that garlic will flavor that potato. Now we're going to take a little bit of some kosher salt, and ask for a little coarse type salt, and that kosher salt is a little more coarse than regular salt, table salt. And then we're going to take some coarse ground black pepper, and we're going to mix this up real quick, and that's pretty much it for that. We'll take that, we'll put it on the regular potato. Now for the sweet potato, that pecan butter, and we're taking that butter, soften it up, put it in there, and we're going to take a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar, then we're going to take about a teaspoon of salt, and then we're going to take about a 1/4 cup of pecans chopped up, and then we're going to take about a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and we'll get this mixed up. And then again, the same thing. Once we get it mixed up, we'll just go over to that grill to those sweet potatoes there where they're cooking, and then we'll just grab some like this, you know, on the spoon, you know, and just lay it on top, and it'll melt and go right into it and give it the full flavor throughout the potato while it's cooking. Just like that, pretty simple. Alright, for our last little, I don't know what you call it, but it's a cranberry style, like a glaze, maybe something you can add to your turkey when you serve it. And the way we start is we've taken some about 2-3 tablespoons of oil, put it in our pan, and I've got some shallots here. We're going to take about half a cup or so and just sliced them. That's all we did. You know, the shallots are kind of medium, you know, about that big or so, and we just sliced them kind of thin, you know, not too thick, kind of thin. And then we've taken a couple of teaspoons of sage, fresh sage, chopped it up and put it in there. And then we've got just an orange here. We're going to put about a couple of teaspoons of orange rind in here. You know, all this you can just find out there at Market Street, 502, right there on 50th in Indiana. You know, that's where I work, and this is where I get all my food for the show. So it's, oops, sit, Ubu, sit. Anyway, we're going to take, like I said, a couple of teaspoons of orange rind and just zest it in here. And about that much right there. In here. I'm going to lower this heat a little bit. Add a little bit more of this oil here. Yeah, that's looking real good right there. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to take some orange juice, about half a cup of orange juice. Then we're going to take about a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, like the song says. Nice, looking good. Smell-o-vision, taste-o-vision. I tell you what, I think Thanksgiving is about my favorite time of the year at home, because we get to cooking, and just the aroma of all the spices that we use, and different ingredients. Now we're gonna take we've got some fresh cranberries here. I'm gonna take about a cup, and a cup of these fresh cranberries. We're going to add it on here. We're going to let that simmer and cook for a little bit. That'll soften up them cranberries, and then you can kind of squish them down just a little bit and make kind of like a sauce. So we get that done. I'm going to check on those potatoes. The turkey's ready. Well, there you have it, folks. Thanksgiving dinner on the grill. Isn't that amazing? Look at that turkey breast. And one thing we did was the rest of the leftover sauce, apple sauce that we were using for the turkey breast, I put it in a food processor and, you know, processed it up, and that way when you serve it, you just warm it up just a little bit, and then you can just, whenever you cut that turkey breast, or you can do the whole turkey, you know, whatever. You don't have to use this isn't just for a turkey breast. I'm just using for a turkey breast just for the show. But you get that turkey and you cut it up, you serve it. just like that on your plate. And then again, once we got it in that food processor and we melted it, heated it up, you can put it on top of your turkey just like that. And then also, you know, we have, so you can give your guests a choice. You know, we did that cranberry one, and that one also, you just slice up your turkey and come on, baby, skin. And then with the shallots, and just get some of this, and then just put it on top of your turkey like that. You give them a choice. And of course, we have our regular potatoes. Again, we took the rest of that butter, melted it, that garlic butter, and then after you serve them, just put a little bit more up on top, just like that. And even the pecan butter, also on the sweet potato. Yeah, just a little bit more, just like that, for some flavor. And then the other 2 granny apples we had left over, just cut them up, put them on the grill, and grill them up. And then you can just take these and just put it on your turkey. Serve it also just like that with some apple. And then country bread stuffing. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Wow. Tell you what, I'm really excited. That one right there is just something else. So just get some of this stuffing and then just serve it up just like that. Yeah. Wow. Like my mom would say, oh, mijo, wow. You just wait. Next summer when she comes up and we get her on the show, she's gonna be saying, anyway, it's Thanksgiving show, and just a moment just to say thank you. Thank you to my fans, my sponsors. I'm thankful for this blessing that I have in my life, a gift from God, and just all the support I received from so many people, just coming up to me and like, hey, I watch your show, and I love your show, and hey, you do a great job, and on and on. Well, you know, as long as sponsors stay there, and we'll keep doing what we're doing, and I greatly appreciate them. I really do. You know, that's what I'm thankful for. And with nothing else to say, I'm gonna taste this bread stuffing. Woo! Yeah, and as my dad would say, mira, listo. Backyard Grilling with the Grill Master, brought to you by these proud sponsors.